Hey, I'm Marcos, and this is Shortcuts Masterclass. Very original, I know. I'm quite the creative. But I wanted to take the shortcut idea one step further and show the logical next steps of some of the more commonly known shortcuts, and then show how that can expand into your operating system and web browser. You might know the first few, but the key is how they all fit together to really pack a punch. So stick around. I hate long intros, but just a few things before we start. I'll be using Mac, Vscode, and Chrome. But for my Windows users, if I found the shortcut, you'll see it. Otherwise, you'll have to do the dirty work yourself. We'll start off with some easy ones to get our feet wet. If you start using these now, you'll naturally figure out the other ones you'll need. So just stick with it. I'll try to give you some tips along the way as well. Our first shortcut is Command P. This will allow us to find any file in our project. From here, we can either type the name of the file if we know it, or press the arrow keys to navigate to our desired file, and then press enter to go directly to that file. We can also hold command while we press enter to open that file in the second group. Pretty high tech, right? And almost forgot, Command W to close a tab. Another big one I use all the time is Control R, which gives us access to all of our recently opened projects. R for recent. We can also hold down Command key to open in a new window. The next one is Command Shift P, which some might consider the most important shortcut in VS Code. If you don't already know, you might want to do some poking around, but basically it allows us to access all of the commands in VS Code, including extensions that we've installed and even the keyboard shortcuts holy grail. Next we have Command \, which will open a file in a new group if it's highlighted in the editor. To navigate within the groups, you can press Ctrl 1, 2, or 3. You'll usually only need the first few. To navigate between the groups, we can use Command 1, 2, or 3. A mnemonic I like to use for this is the Command shortcut gives you command over the application, while the Control shortcut gives you finer control over the application. But the option I find myself using the most is Command, Option, and arrow left or right keys, and we'll see why a bit later. But we can't just zoom around VS Code forever, so let's get into some editing. To highlight the entire line that your cursor is on, press Command L, and while holding Command, press L again to highlight consecutive lines. To set the cursor at a given line, press Ctrl G, enter the desired line, and then press enter. Now, for the sauce. To highlight all instances of a word, you can press Shift Command L, but you won't always want to highlight all instances, right? In this case, we can put our cursor over the word we'd like to target, press Command D, and then while holding Command, press D again to highlight the very next instance, and the same for any consecutive targets. Here's some extras for the culture. These shortcuts are really great. But what about when I suddenly want to traverse the lyrics to my favorite Bjork song? You already know I had to lock in the answer. But first, we'll go over some Mac system stuff. If you're a Windows user, feel free to skip. I'm sure you've seen this before, but in case you haven't, Command Tab to cycle between running applications. We can also press Command M to minimize an app, M for minimize. However, Command Tab plays this funny little joke where after you've minimized an application, you Command Tab back to it, and it just won't open. To solve this, Command Tab to the application, keep holding down Command, let go of Tab, and hold down Option, and then let go of Command. It's a little tough, but if you get it once, you get it forever. Kinda. Anyways, if we have multiple windows of the same application, we can easily cycle through them with Command backtick. Next, if we want our application to take up the full real estate of our screen, but don't want our application to go full screen, we can navigate to the green button in the top left corner, hover over it, press and hold Option, and click on the zoom option. From this menu, you can also send an application to another monitor if you're using multiple screens. All of these options and more are available at the top bar under the Window tab. As you can see, I have shortcuts set up for these actions specifically, but they're hit or miss to be honest. If you're interested, you can open System Preferences, go to keyboard or search keyboard shortcuts. Navigate to the shortcuts tab. On the left-hand side, click App Shortcuts and click on the plus menu at the bottom of the window. All that's left is to type the exact name of the shortcut in the desired command. For example, my shortcut is Shift-Command-Option-1 for my laptop screen, Shift-Command-Option-2 for my other monitor, and so on. There's definitely more, but I'm short on time. If you'd like a full Mac shortcuts guide, let me know. And all that's left is Chrome. To open up a new tab in Chrome, press Command-T. To close a tab, press Command-W. Same as Vscode. To open a tab that we just closed, press Command-Shift-T. To go back to a previous page, press Command left arrow. To highlight the navigation bar at the top, press Command-L. To navigate between the tabs, there's actually several ways. Command +1, 2, 3. You can also use Control page up or down. But that's the shortcut for scrolling in VS Code, and I'm not a big fan of that. The one I find myself using the most is Command, Option, arrow left or right. And you may recognize that as the same shortcut we use in VS Code. To scroll, we can use the arrow keys, and we can even use the space bar. I'm sure you've done it by accident. If we want to open a link in a new tab, we can hold down Command while we click on the link, but if we'd like to be taken directly to that tab, we can hold down Shift while we Command click. And lastly, we can open up DevTools with Option Command J, J for JavaScript. If you thought that this video couldn't get any nerdier, then this next topic better cement my place in the Nerd Hall of Fame, right next to this guy. He can't outwork me though. There's this awesome Chrome extension called Link Hints, so awesome in fact that it actually doesn't work on the Chrome store. Moving on, download this and check out the tutorial. It'll tell you everything you need to know about the extension. But just to demo quick, I'll just tell you the command, but after that all you gotta do is type in the letters you see on the little sticky note that appears beside the link. To navigate to a link, press Ctrl J. To open a link in a new tab, press Ctrl K. And to open a link in a new tab and switch to it, press Ctrl L. My favorite is opening many links in one go with Ctrl Shift K. Now I can properly traverse Bjork's full discography without the hassle of having to move my mouse. If you liked the video, then like the video. And if I missed any shortcuts, let me know. I'm trying to collect them all like Infinity Stones before AI takes my job. Thanks for watching.